and then you're gonna fake come out to somebody else and think that they're not gonna be hurt and you think it's funny.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 20. If you couldn't tell from the title, I'm just going to be talking about trends that I think need to be dead by the time we get into 2021, so let's get into it. The first trend that I think should die, and I talk about this, about trends that should die in 2020, which was last year, was cancel culture, and no surprise, it didn't die. I honestly don't understand. Like, there are people that rightfully deserve to get canceled. We won't go into that. That's like a whole topic for another day. But there are instances where you try to cancel someone for doing like the littlest thing. Who remembers the thing where like Dixie ate a snail and then like everybody like blew up about it and then Charlie lost like 1 million followers or something like that? I don't know. It's just something that I don't think they necessarily deserve to get canceled, because if we're going to be 100% honest, probably all of us have done something like that. It's just that we're not in the public eye, and because of that you decide to like criticize them even though you've probably done the exact same thing or maybe something even worse. Cancel culture for people who don't deserve it, completely unnecessary. But then if there are people who deserve to be canceled, I feel like it is okay, but to a certain extent. Like, people definitely do need to know what they did was wrong, like that is no doubt, and they need to serve the consequences for the things that they did was wrong. But our cancel culture kind of pushes it to a further extent, and you just like, it's like what happens is that like our generation just thinks of a person and then they decide to dig up something from like 10 centuries ago and try to cancel them for something even though they're a completely different person now. If someone did something wrong right now, then definitely you can go ahead and try to cancel them. But don't cancel somebody who is like 20 years old now for something that they did when they were 6. The next trend that needs to die is hating someone because it is a trend to hate them. For example, why do people hate James Charles? He's probably been so unproblematic. As far as I'm concerned, this year he has been like attacked a lot, and like he's proved that most of the stuff that he's being attacked on either wasn't as big as what people are making it seem to be, or it wasn't even true. Another one, Madison Beer. People hate on her because she is pretty, like she's a gorgeous woman. They hate on her, say she can't sing. She can sing. Have you seen her live performances? Hate on her, says that she's had surgery, she face tunes. Whether or not she does that is not really our business, but trying to push someone else down to make yourself feel better is completely unnecessary. And also just joining a bandwagon because you know like a bunch of people hate this one person, you just join in but you have no reason to hate them. Don't do that next year, like, no. This next one really pushed my buttons when I heard about it at the beginning of the year, but it was just like when there was a bunch of people who were fake coming out as like an April Fool's prank or just pranks in general. What? I don't fully comprehend what in your right mind makes you think that's okay. Like, okay, yeah, you're like, it's a prank. But if you're coming out to somebody who has feelings for you, think about it. If you're still failing to understand, I can put it into this perspective. Let's say I have a lesbian friend who has a crush on me. Maybe I'm not aware of it, maybe I am. And for April Fools, I decide to come out to her and say that I'm lesbian. Then she's gonna be like, oh my god, this is my time to shine. And then she like shoots her shot, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm joking. I would never date a girl. Ew. Imagine how that must feel. So messed up. I missed my finger, but it's so messed up. These people who are fake coming out are the same people who get butthurt because no one opened their snap when they sent it to them or they left them on red. And then you're gonna fake come out to somebody else and think that they're not gonna be hurt and you think it's funny. This next one is a trend that everybody pretty much agrees should die. It is the trend on TikTok where it's like, I'm skinny, but I'm fat. That trend where basically you're standing upright and you're like skinny. Then you punch your back, put your body in like the most uncomfortable position. Then you have rolls, and then you're like, I'm fat. No, you're not. You're not fat. And everybody's complaining about this because it's like you being able to comfortably switch between looking skinny and looking fat, which is not fat, already kind of just shows you're not fat. And then the other trend is like, I know this one had a bit more of like good intentions, where it was bodies that look like this also look like this. When the trend started, I was also a little bit like blindsided, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a good trend to show that not every single body is perfect. But then I realized that you're still doing the fluctuating between having the ideal body and then going into something that is not ideal. But then there are people who are in that body that you consider being not ideal who just stay like that, who their natural state or even their state of them trying to look perfect is what you're saying is not perfect. and that's where it messes up with people's mental health and just makes everyone feel sad and bad about themselves. So I just feel like those trends, although body positivity is a good thing to be spreading, doing it like that is not the way that it should be approached. This next one, very obvious trend why this should end, slowly is ending, but is still kind of present on the TikTok that I'm on, but praising somebody for not saying the N-word. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And the last trend that I think we need to leave in 2021, regardless of how the world ends up being, whether we get a vaccine, whether we don't get a vaccine, whether we have like a third, fourth, fifth wave, God forbid, this, or this, or this, or just being in public like this. Not wearing your mask correctly annoys me so much. Why are you wearing your mask like that? Is not helping you. You're just putting yourself in danger, and then you're putting everybody that you go around in danger. And second of all, anti-maskers, everybody who protests about not wearing a mask. Everybody has said this, and I feel like I need to emphasize this, but I wonder how it feels to be so privileged that the only oppression you feel is having this on your face. Just put it on. If you don't want to wear a mask, stay at home. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It just gave me a great opportunity to rant. I loved doing this last year. It was really, really fun just ranting about everything that I didn't like about the year. This year obviously had less trends because really nothing was going on. Like I couldn't see what people were wearing because I wasn't really going outside much. I didn't travel that much. So everything's pretty much what I've been seeing on the internet as my screen time has gone up by like 27,000 hours. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you are new, I am not this negative always. You can check my other videos and see that for yourself. But yeah, I love you all so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 21. Bye.